Hey, let's talk natural notes on the guitar. There's a big difference between the guitar and the piano, and I'm not talking just about the weight. Although they both have strings, the piano, you can immediately tell that the natural notes, the ones that belong to the C major scale, are all located on the white keys, and the black keys is not only a band, but it's also where you find your sharps and your flats. And on guitar, it's just like, what is this? What the fuck is it? You have fret markers, and that's about it. So how do we figure this out on guitar? And why do we figure this out? Well, we figure it out because once you know the natural notes, all you have to do is move that natural note. For instance, this F a half step higher, and you get an F sharp, or as we in Europe say, or actually here in Croatia, I don't know about Europe, we say fis or F sharp. Yes. So let's do it. Since I'm talking about the C major scale, let's start with the root note, which is the C note. And the first C that I can, think of, and everybody, learns in the beginning, is the one that I'll take from this chord, and it'll be on the second string, first fret. So this is my first C. And when I'm talking about the system, you just have to memorize the positions. That is, there is method, but just it all comes down to memorizing it. And yes, don't play with more than one finger of your left hand. Why? Because you want to make this, look like you're pointing out something to your brain, and you're saying, look, Adam, this is where it is. This is where you find your C note. Okay. So, don't know if you remember, but we talked about it. I believe we talked about it in one of the, first basic videos that I've done on actual basic theory. The C major scale, when I lay it out on the B string, has this very interesting thing going on, and it's C, D. This is a whole step because we have a fret in between. Of course, C, C sharp, D, but we're talking about, again, natural notes. So this is C, D, then another whole step is E, half step is F. So remember this, E and F, natural, half step. E and F, natural. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the third and the fourth degree, you have a natural half step. Then we move on. G is another whole step. A is another whole step. Then we get to B, up over here, and it is another natural half step together with the C note. So, but only an octave higher. Okay, and this is the 7th degree in the scale, and this is the 8th or the 1st, the root note. So the 3rd and the 4th in the major Ionian scale, and the 7 and the 8 over here. And this will come in handy, why, you will see in a moment. But let's start memorizing. Let's find those C notes. Another thing is, you gotta know this. E, E, right? The first string and the low E string, and there are 2 octaves apart. So whatever we find on the E string is the same thing you're gonna find here on the low E string. Whew! Okay, so first C is this. Second C is way up over here on the 8th fret. The way to practice this is use a metronome or rhythm machine, drum machine, whatever, and just, set a slow to medium tempo, whatever, you can keep up with, and just point it with the finger and say C, 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 C. Okay, next C note is here on the 5th fret, G string. So G, A, B, C. But I don't want to think about other notes. I just want to think about C right now. That's all I want to think of. All I want to think about is C. Okay, so I memorized this. And then I include it in the previous exercise, which is 8th fret, 1st fret, 5th fret. And then again, I just do. It doesn't have to be like... You can, you know, syncopate the rhythm. Just fuck around with it a little bit. And say the word. Say the letter. C, 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 C. Okay, so I believe you get where this is going. Find the rest of them. D string, 10th fret, A string, hello, 3rd fret, and of course 8th fret, same as on the 1st string. And what you want to do again, put the metronome on, tap your foot, find a nice tempo where you can keep rhythm and just go from the bottom string to the top string. I'll get that later. Anyway, so for instance, C, 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 C. Get it? Once we memorize the C positions, all we have to do, because this is a natural half step, like I said before, just drop this note a half step, which means on the B string you'll just, you know, lose the finger. Lose the finger. B. Our C was here on the 8th fret, drop it a half step. 9th fret, no, 7th fret, sorry. So this is 7th fret, this is open string. When you tune the guitar, you use the 4th fret of the G string, yes? And then you check it against the open B string, so this is another check that it doesn't sound like this. So it's supposed to sound the same, so we have open string here, 4th fret G string, 9th fret D string, 2nd fret A string, and then again same shit here, 7th fret E string. Again, put some rhythm on it and just say the name of the note. I forgot, but you gotta do it. Okay, so this covers this half step. Like I said, we have another half step on the 3rd and 4th degree of the scale, which is E and F. Same thing applies. Learn your Fs. F, 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 F. Okay? Move them around. Once you really get good at it, just drop it a half step. So this is E, E, E. I know I'm speeding, but you know I want to keep the video short as possible, and you get the analogy and the logic behind this. Open E string, and what's interesting about E, you can incorporate, because I don't want to go above the 12th fret because it repeats. It basically repeats. Not basically, it actually fucking repeats. So 12th fret, E, E. So when you go about it, just go, you know, you have more options. You have 2 more notes, I guess, on these strings. So the same notes. E, 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 E. Now, once you get the E and the F, let's stay on the F for a while. So now what you got to do is, like, you got to find the G. So now we have C. So we have B, C, E, F, and this is 4 notes. This is no joke. This is a huge improvement and a huge step for all of us. We're missing 3 notes, and it is the G note, right? Let's deal with that. So a whole step higher from the F note is a G note. Okay, and there's an open G string here. So let's fill in the blank, which is the B string. So I already know this, of course. This is the 8th fret, G. So play around with that. G, 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 octave, G, G, open an octave. G is right over here when you tune the guitar, when you learn to tune the guitar. So it's the D note, actual D string, 5th fret. So incorporate that, you know. If just, you know, stay on 2 strings if you have to, stay on 3 strings, or when you go through all 6 strings, just pick positions which are the hardest to memorize and probably make no sense, but just, force it. Okay, so G is here, and then G is here on the 10th fret, and then we have G here on the 3rd fret, same as the E string, high E string. Okay, so now you have E, F, G, E, F, G, 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 E, F, G, G. So if I know where the E is, I can play the same thing, Yeah? Okay, go back to C and B. Whole step higher from the C note is the D note. Find the D note. Go back to the C note and repeat the process of just going up a whole step if you have to. So D, 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 or open string D, D. Same shit here. So I believe now we only have one note that's missing, and that note. What is that note? Is it A? I believe it's A. Yeah, it's A. So going a half step lower from the B note is the A note. A is on the E string, 5th fret. A is on the 10th fret, B string. A is, or 2nd fret, a G string. 7th fret, D string. Open A string, 5th string, or the 12th fret, of course, and the same thing over here. And I think that pretty much covers it, right? So now we have, when I want to connect these, C, B, A, C, B, A, C, B, A, C, B, A. Oh, C, B, A. Cheat a little bit. C, B, A. That's it. Okay, one more advice. Write these out, on a piece of paper, and cut each note out, cut each letter out, and then put it in a box or somewhere, and just every day before you go about your practice routine or songs, whatever you're doing, writing music, just stir it a little bit and just pull one out. And whichever note you pull out, do it for at least 5 minutes before you start playing. And after a while, you will get this thing perfectly, and the fretboard will make much more sense. Thank you so much. Hopefully this was fun, because this will, like I said, it'll open up a shitload of new stuff for you, and enjoy. Let me know what the results are. So stay tuned, subscribe below, donate if you can, and check me out on Facebook too. There will be a link. So bye, stay safe.